What's going on? My name is Zay. Today is another 2-Minute Tuesday. What we're talking about today is shooting in natural light. Alright, before we get started, put that time on the clock, 2 minutes on the clock, here we go. There are 3 key things to shooting in natural light: contrast, time of day, and ND filters. Let's start with ND filters. I didn't start using ND filters until this year, and I've been shooting videos and photos for I don't know how long, and I would just crank up my shutter or turn up my f-stop. It's really not a good idea. You need to get your ND filters. They have plenty affordable ones on Amazon. They have multiple stops, non-stop. I have a 6 to 8 stop or 6 to 9 stop Peter McKinnon ND filter, and then with Pro Mist, I love it. So get you an ND filter. Number 2, time of day. Now, time of day is going to determine what kind of quality of light you have. Now, there's different qualities of light, so you never want to shoot midday. If you have to shoot midday, make sure you use ND filter. So the reason why people like golden hour or blue hour, things like that, because the light is very soft. The roll off is very cinematic. Look, you see this kind of setup here. I have very harsh light on me, like the shadows are very crisp. But think about like a cloudy day, you can't see your shadow on the ground. That's the kind of light that you want in natural light if you're shooting directly in the light. There's other things too, or during like blue hour or sunset, golden hour, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful colors in the sky. You get the gradient of blues going down, and you get the gradient of orange coming up. So for either one, you can rock it and roll it and roll it and rock it. Yeah, ND filters, time of day, and now finally contrast. Contrast is very subjective, but what you mainly need to make sure is shooting on the dark side or the shadow side of the face. So if the light's coming this way, make sure your camera is this way, on this side. Don't have the light and camera on the same side. It's not going to give depth on your character. Shooting the shadow, shooting the shade, use your environment around you. Do your best to avoid shooting in direct sunlight. You're making sure you shoot the shadow side, from the shadow side. Say this is your subject right here. Light's coming from Adam this way. You want your camera on this side, hitting the shadow side, the shadow area. Because with that, it gives your character depth. See, look, I turned this fill light off, right? See how different the setup is? I have a big light over here. The light is coming this way, it's hitting me here, and you still got that shadow side where the camera's at. So even if I was to film like this, just having my talking head like this, it would still be a dynamic image for you to look at. I just didn't want it to be too dark, so that's why I turned this on. And we're back. Well, say ND filters is just if you have to shoot in direct sunlight. So let's combine shadow side and time of day. So say you plan your shoot, you want to go shoot in the afternoon, right before sunset. Get a nice roll off on your shadows. So the roll off is, see my hand here, how it's like a harsh line? That means the roll off, like that's not a good roll off. A good roll off is like when it blends over. And really good DPs and cinematographers can achieve that with natural light and with stage light. But make sure you pay attention to your roll off if you want that cinematic depth in your image. So to recap, you got shot or you got contrast, you have time of day, and you have ND filters. If all else fails, make sure you have an ND filter. That's it. Thank you. Good night.